So, a little bit about my hair before I talk about my natural hair journey. So, I have 4C medium density hair. And when you look at these images, you'll see my hair and you may think, oh, your hair is so thick, but it's not that thick. Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to share my natural hair journey up until now. So I first went natural in high school, but that didn't work because I was an athlete. So the second time around, I went natural my freshman year in college. So in today's video, you are going to see a lot of images from August 2012 up until May 2021, right before I started my lock journey. So let's get started. When I went natural for the second time around, I wore a lot of protective styles like braids, Senegalese twists, etc. During that period, going natural was popular, and I saw a lot of YouTubers who had this beautiful, luscious, long natural hair, and that's what I wanted. So I wore a lot of protective styles. Here are some of the protective styles that I wore from August 2012 until July 2013. I wore Senegalese twists, as well as box braids, and I even wore sew-ins from time to time. You can see an image of me wearing my natural hair out for the first time. I think I tried to do a twist out. It wasn't very cute, but I thought I was cute. But I didn't really do that very often. I kept my hair protected. Now, towards the end of the academic year, towards, the summer of 2013, I actually straightened my hair. And this is how it turned out. So my hair had grown maybe 4 or 5 inches from August until May. So it was actually pretty cute. So I was feeling confident that my natural hair journey was going to be a success. And within 4 years, I would probably have waist length hair. But as we go through my journey, you will see that that was not the case. So now we're going to look at my sophomore year from August 2013 until July 2014. Again, as a sophomore, I wore a lot of protective styles. My second year around, you can see that I actually wore more sew-ins. So that was the style for me. I also wore a lot of braids. So I started to see my hair grow, so I decided to straighten my hair, and as you can see here, my hair was thriving. It had grown, it was luscious, it was full, it was a beautiful dark color. So I was really happy with my natural hair journey. So as time went on, I became more confident kind of wearing my natural hair out. So here you'll see images of me with a high bun, me with the twist out. And then towards the end of that semester, I actually straightened my hair again. And as you can see, my hair had grown, but it looked slightly thinner. So I don't know if that was because I was manipulating my hair too much, and for me, it still looked good. So here you can see more images of me with my natural hair out. After I wore my natural hair out for a while, I went back to protective styles. Sew-ins was my choice at that time. So during my sophomore year, I saw my hair grow tremendously and I was super excited. So now we're going to move on to my junior year in college. From August 2014 until July 2015. Actually, during my junior year of college, I studied abroad. And while I was abroad, I wore my hair in protective styles. I also wore it out slightly, but the images that you'll see, my hair will mainly be in protective styles. So as you can see here, I wore weaves. I wore Senegalese twists or Marley twists. And then, as you can see, I also wore my hair out. So in these images, my hair looks nice and full. And I was fairly pleased with my natural hair journey. I felt like my hair was thriving and I was doing everything right. Now, when I returned back from studying abroad, I also wore my hair out for some time, but not very long. I did twist outs. I wore my hair in buns. I wore it pulled back. Unfortunately, the summer of 2015, I had to do another big chop. During that summer, I was participating in some ratchet activities, which resulted in me having to cut my hair. So here you can see my second big chop, which was fine. So after my second big chop, I went straight back to protective styles because that's what worked for me. So as you can see here, I have some braids. I used like the textured hair that blended in with my hair to make my hair look more natural when I was doing certain protective styles. And towards the end of 2015, you can see that my hair was growing and it was thriving. So I started to wear the slick ponytail because that was an easy thing for me, easy for me to wash my hair on a weekly basis, moisturize it, and slick it back in a bun. So at this point, the slick ponytail became my favorite protective style. But as you can see here, my hair had grown from the summer and it was thriving, it was thick, it was luscious, and I was happy. Now let's move on to the next year, from August 2016 to August 2017. So again, the slick buns were my favorite protective style, but I naturally gravitated towards braids to protect my hair because I really enjoyed that sleek look. So as you can see here, I'm rocking braids, Senegalese twists, even some crochet braids. I also wore sew-ins. That year, I wore a lot of protective styles. So now we're gonna move on to the next year, from August 2017 until July 2018. So again, during this year, I did not wear my hair out a lot. So the images that you see where I have my hair out, I was either taking down a protective style and prepping my hair for another protective style. So I just caught these images by coincidence. Luckily, I took them, but I did not wear my hair, my natural loose hair, out a lot. So during this year, I wore weaves and braids. I also rocked my sleek low bun. And you can see that my hair was thriving again. It was thicker, it was growing. And yeah. So here you can see me with Senegalese twists or the Marley twist. And towards the end of that year, this is where my hair was. It looked great. I was able to achieve this nice full afro look. And I've only done that once in my life. I don't know what I did to my hair, but it was awesome. I was pretty excited about that. So let's move on to the next year, from August 2018 until July 2019. So I didn't really take a lot of pictures during this year, but during this year, I actually wore my natural hair out a lot. I was focusing on making my hair healthy because after wearing my hair in so many protective styles, my hair was slightly weak. So as you can see here, I started to deep condition my hair a lot. I started to wear twist outs. I even blew out my hair, and this is how it looked. So it had grown, but as you can see, it was thinning out a little bit. So it wasn't as full as I was hoping it would be. But later in that year, I actually moved abroad. I tried to take care of my hair as best as possible, but I did wear a lot of protective styles. So as you can see here, I have my hair in two strand twists, and I would wear my hair, you know, with the braid on the side and it pulled back. I would also rock the sleek ponytails or two ponytails. But I also found a girl that could braid hair in Spain. So I did, once I found her, I went back to getting the extensions. So I wore a lot of braids when I was in Spain. So here you can see images of me with the braids. And towards the end of my trip, I actually took out my hair, and this was how my hair looked. To me, it looked healthy, it looked nice, it looked full, and I was really pleased with, again, my natural hair journey at that point. But when I returned, I went straight back to weaves. And I think that the weaves possibly like damaged my hair and thinned out my hair. But here, when I returned, you can see this is what I was working with. My edges were thinning out, my hair was thinning out. So I gave the extensions a break, and I went to pressing my hair. I started to go to the salon to get my hair pressed. And here you can see my hair was pressed. It looked nice and neat. I liked it, but I really didn't like putting so much heat on my hair. But as you can see, my hair was thriving. So after I started getting my hair pressed, I went back to getting weave and braids. So after that, I took my hair out, and this is what we have. As you can see, my hair was thinning out, my edges were very thin, and I just wasn't happy with the state of my hair at that time. But I was trying to pull it back to health. And as you can see here, over some months, my hair did change, did thicken up. It was getting healthier. So I started to do more protective styles, went back to my sleek bun. Now we're gonna move on to the next year. So from August 2020 until May 2021, right before I got my locks. So my hair was getting healthier, so I went back to getting braids, and I thought that braids will help my hair grow and thicken up just to give my hair a break. So I wore a lot of braids. I even purchased some kinky curly extensions to blend in with my hair. And here you can see that image. So that is the end of my natural hair journey. As you can see, I tried a lot of different hairstyles. I wore a lot of protective hairstyles, and for my hair type, I don't know if protective styles was the best thing, because as you can see, my hair started to thin out. Yeah, so that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment or leave your questions below.